A New York labor standards investigator is on his way to an inspection. Edgar Feng and his colleague want to check up on a textile factory in Brooklyn, already a one-time violator of U.S. labor laws. They arrive unannounced.
Hi. Yes.
Feng introduces himself and his partner, Ms. Chu, and informs the factory owner they've come for a routine inspection on behalf of the New York City Department of Labor. Feng came to the U.S. from China himself. His job often involves talking with immigrant workers. Sensitive communication skills are needed in order to find out if the workers are being unfairly compensated, too little too late, or not at all, or whether their employers adhere to wage standards. In this case, it seems unlikely.
Honestly, she says, I've been working here a little bit more than a month. That's what she said. And, I was trying to find out if she been paid, last week or not. And she implicitly, said no.
The factory's owner denies those claims.
APB.
He insists he pays his workers every week, even though a worker told the inspector she was not compensated for the previous week's work. Lam Fuk Wing says he has already paid.
I pay already.
It's the employer's word against that of his employees. Would she repeat the claim in front of her boss? Time and again, Edgar Feng sees workers lose their nerve.
Well, I went to the worker again. She says she was paid. She was paid, and she also indicated to me, her signatures were, are on the receipt. Okay, and at this point, we have to go back and take a look.
Now it's time for the investigators to start the real detective work. They examine bank statements, checks, and punch cards. In the end, Feng is not able to prove that the factory's owner was involved in any wrongdoing. Perhaps because he's actually paid his workers in the meantime. When official investigations hit a dead end, pressure from the streets often helps. Knickerbocker Avenue in northeast Brooklyn is home to a large number of immigrants from Latin America and the Caribbean. Migrant workers keep the city going, but when it comes to their rights, few employers go by the book. Nieves Padilla and her colleague inform workers of their rights to a minimum wage, regulated working hours, and overtime pay, rights that employers often ignore.
Now, what they want is to take people who do reporting out, give it less hours, bring new people without documents, to work for long hours, pay less than the minimum wage, do not pay overtime, and do not report.
When warnings and outreach do not produce results, activists publicize violations and call for a boycott of those businesses that break labor laws.
They paid now the minimum wage, they pay overtime, and the packers receive salaries. So before, the packers didn't receive salaries, they didn't pay, they only had tips, and sometimes they go to the house without nothing, but they have a schedule to start working.
One such case landed in court. A supermarket was ordered to award workers millions of dollars in back pay. In the U.S., even illegal immigrants have a right to fair compensation. Cooperation between representatives of the migrant community was an important first step in making that happen, and key in helping the government put employees' rights to work.
It's a lot of things to do. It's a lot to do. I know I can change the world, but at least I can help a little bit to the success of those people who have exploitation, maltreatment, and discrimination in this country and all over the world.
Having rights and the right to stand up for them, Nieves was one of many drawn to America's promise of life, liberty, and justice.